God put that dream in your precious little heart for you to fulfill that dream. So hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I haven't seen you guys in quite a while. I have to apologize. I took a little break, and besides that, I have exam season right now, as many of you, and I just had to focus on school. I still do, but of course I prepared a really special video for today, and it is a video that I myself am very passionate about, and I feel like it is also a video that I know a lot about, or a topic that I know a lot about. And yeah, so let's get right into it. And of course, all of my jewelry, as always, is going to be linked down below, and you can shop it with a little discount. So let me ask you one thing. When is the last time you truly felt passionate about doing something? When is the last time you did an activity that fulfilled you? When is the last time you actually was like, oh my God, this is my passion, this is my dream, this is my goal, this is my everything? In my opinion, we live in a time where we have this lifestyle portrayed on social media, right? This is normally either a business owner, or it is an influencer, a content creator, or I don't know, a lawyer. But these are all of these like trending lifestyles, careers, whatever, even trending hobbies, right? There's Pilates going on, health and fitness movement. But I myself am, I don't want to say a victim of this, but I feel like a lot of us have lost passion. We have lost something that makes us us, and we are slowly morphing into these, I don't know, same people, right? And it is mostly due to social media. But if you feel like lately you just have been out of touch with your passion, perhaps you don't have your passion, you don't have that, one thing that makes you you, then this is the video that I have prepared for you. Here's the truth. If you feel like you have lost your spark, it is your responsibility to go and find that spark. You are not going to find your passion by scrolling on your phone. You're not. You're not. You're probably, okay, maybe, let's say you're going to see a video of, I don't know, a pottery class. But that doesn't mean you found your passion. Just because you might be passionate about it, just because it looks good, does not mean that it is your passion. So, it is your duty to create the life of your dreams. If you feel like you have lost your passion and that you don't have a hobby or anything like that, it does not necessarily mean that there's something wrong with you or anything. It just means that you have to shift something in your life. Before I get into the steps, I would also like to touch up on something that I myself also went through, especially this past few years, because when I was younger, I used to have so many hobbies. I did so many things. You could not even imagine. I did so many sports, so many creative hobbies, so many interests. But as I got older, of course, responsibilities come in. But we have all collectively immersed ourselves into this hustle productive culture where, unless you're being super productive, working out, making money, studying, then you're not productive. But productivity is a range. And I had to do this the same. I had to, realize that not having hobbies and not focusing on my passions, even though those passions generated nothing. They didn't generate me money. They didn't make me more fit. I didn't learn, necessarily anything. I had to learn that that does not mean that it's not productive. It is a hobby. It is a passion of mine. And I'm on this earth to enjoy my life, So that is also another thing to think about when you are kind of in this weird zone where nothing is kind of your passion. But yeah, let's get right into the actionable steps. As always, I'm gonna start the video off with reflection. I feel like every time you want to change something in your life, reflection has to be the first step. there's many things that may be happening, right? There may be things that you are blocking your passion because as a child you have been taught that, you know, it won't, like, focus on school or focus on this, don't focus on that because it's not, like, ideal. If you had hobbies as a kid and God forbid your parents were like, no, 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 stop doing that, focus on school, perhaps that might be the thing. Or perhaps you haven't even discovered your passion, right? But here are some things that I think would be great to reflect on. The first, like, prompt is, when was the time that you felt that passion inside of yourself? What were you doing in that moment? Second is, do you know the activities that make you feel like you have no idea of the time? Like activities that make you lose track of time. And what activities drain your energy the most? I want you to be super self-aware and really dig into your mind, perhaps dig into your memories. And the last thing I want you to journal or like reflect on, you don't have to journal these, but just reflect on is, what were the hobbies when you were a kid? If you had hobbies as a kid, what were they? Because big chances are that's still going to be your hobby, or I feel like that is for me. The reason why I think it is super important to reflect on things is because reflection is like clearing the fog and everything becomes a little bit more clear. By the way, look at my cats. Oh, they're so cute. So once you have reflected on what could possibly be your passion or what might be blocking it, and when it comes to the blocking, I think you need a little bit more time for that. For example, for me, I had a really big hobby, but at one point, one of my parents told me that I wasn't good at it. And who cares if I was or wasn't good at it? I was a little kid, so at that age, it didn't really matter if I was good at it or not, or no, but it kind of stayed with me for a really long time. And for a really long time, I was resisting this passion because I kept having this like, but why should I do it if I'm not good at it? And, I kind of reflected on it a little bit, and I did realize that it was because of this. So, try to go as deep as you can, go through your memories, go through everything, and yeah, and then hopefully you'll have a clearer head. So the next step that I want you to take is to create space and time for both passion and curiosity. Because just because you might be curious about something doesn't mean you're passionate about it, right? But I feel like that's where all passion starts, from curiosity. And I fear there is this misconception of passion being like this lightning, something that just like strikes you. And from that moment on, you just know it's your passion and then you know it's your destiny. But I feel that passion is more of like a puzzle. I think this is the great time to introduce today's sponsor of this video, Skillshare. So Skillshare is the largest online educational platform with dozens, hundreds of amazing classes taught by professionals. You can find a wide range of different classes from content creation, filmmaking, entrepreneurship, management, marketing, everything, all the way to creative hobbies, So, for example, me, I love creative hobbies, and it is something that I used to do as a kid a lot. And again, I kind of rediscovered it. But there's one thing that especially I am passionate about, and it is singing. So personally, I have been taking a class on fostering my vocal power. There are many things that I absolutely love about Skillshare, and one of it being that before I used to take private lessons, right? And for those, some of you may know, but for those of you who don't, taking private lessons is expensive. And I feel like, especially with singing and music, it is really expensive. But with Skillshare, I can do as many classes as I want, You know, I can switch, I can try different stuff. I can, if I want to, I can train every single day. But I only pay a monthly membership, right? So I don't have to pay like for each class that I start, but I just pay like this one monthly fee and I can do anything that I want. And secondly is that I can, of course, do it anywhere. You can download the app on your phone, you can download it on your iPad. And, you know, if, for example, let's say you decide to take a class on marketing, which is something I also used to do because, for those of you who don't know, I used to be a social media manager. And Skillshare is actually the place where I got most of my education when it comes to marketing. But, you know, if I was, for example, on my way somewhere, I would just take out my app or take out the app and, you know, do a quick class. The first 500 people to use my link in the description will receive a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. So get started today. And thank you, Skillshare, for sponsoring this video. So besides, you know, perhaps trying an online platform like Skillshare, you can, of course, you know, try even like your local places if you want to take a pottery class or something. But the main thing is you have to make time, right? And so you have to schedule in, let's say, once a week. Every week you try something new. That is something that I did for a while, especially with sports and movement. So I had a period where every week I would try something different, and it is something that I definitely want to bring into 2025 because there is a long list of activities I want to try and hobbies. So you have to plan it, right? It's not going to come on its own. And secondly, you have to stop being weird about it. You have to stop being weird about your hobbies because honestly, some of the greatest people I know have the weirdest hobbies, and you have to learn to embrace it. So you have to let go of any weirdness around hobbies overall, you know, like, I don't know, if you feel like, oh, that is too much of a feminine hobby, or that is too much of a masculine hobby. Hobbies have no categories. You know, I mean it in the sense that you don't have to be, I don't know, whatever to do that hobby, you know, or you don't have to be scared that that hobby is too masculine and that you will, it does not matter. It's a hobby. You feel like a magnetic kind of, I don't know, pull to something and you cannot explain it. You know, if there is something that you could be doing all day, all night, and you lose track of time while doing it, then that is your passion. If there are people around you who are kind of like laughing at you for having certain hobbies or having weird hobbies, then go to hell with them. To hell with them. Because who cares? It is a hobby, it is a passion, and you cannot let anybody stand in your way of passion. God put you on this. This is something that I put on this year's vision board, but God put you on this earth to fulfill your dreams. God put that dream in your precious little heart for you to fulfill that dream. And if you are being held back by people, by opinions, you need to stop. If you decide not to do a hobby because somebody thinks it's weird or something, is their opinion gonna make you happy? Is them being like, oh, good, she doesn't do that, gonna make you happy? I don't think so. I think, personally, I think that if you were to do that hobby, in the end, you would be way happier than, you know, if you decided not to upset someone. Nobody, nothing, and no amount of money should come between you and your passion. Another thing that I feel like a lot of people have issues with, including me, when it comes to any type of hobbies or passions, is the fear of failure. You're going to suck at first. I don't think there ever has been anybody who was super good at something they did for the first time. And you cannot let that drive you away from your passion or your hobby or whatever. And secondly, unless you are planning on making a career out of it, you don't need to be good at it. Like, you don't. For example, I love painting, and I used to do it a lot when I was a kid. I got better at it with time, but am I amazing at it? No, absolutely not. I still love doing it. I haven't done it in a while, but I still love doing it. And just because I'm not good at it is not going to keep me away from doing it, because it is something, exactly. It is that thing that makes me lose track of time. And that is what you're looking for, something that puts you into the flow state. But if you are planning on turning your hobbies or your passion into an actual career, then don't be scared. It's supposed to be a journey. It's supposed to be a little bit tough. You're supposed to work hard on it and build it up. Because what success would it be without the struggle part? So, I don't know, whether it is, for example, singing, or whether it is content creation, whether it is, I don't know, filmmaking or music production, or perhaps even cooking. The first dish that you're gonna ever cook is gonna probably be bad. The first video that you're probably ever gonna be doing is gonna be bad. I don't know, the first whatever you're probably ever gonna be doing is gonna be bad. And don't let that frighten you away. All you need is dedication and consistency if you're planning on making it, like your career, for example. So here are some like actual tips on how, not the mindset, but on how to find your perhaps next passion. One of it being, let's say, one evening you sit down, you light a candle or something, and you write a big list of all the possible things that you could be doing. No matter if you've tried it or not, even the most random hobbies and activities, put it all on a list. Then I want you to cut up the list, or write it on little pieces of paper and roll them up and toss them in a jar. And perhaps if it's in your ability, every week or every other week, every month, you pick out one of it and you go and try it. This way it won't really allow you to have any judgment towards the activity, when it comes to like, will I like it or not? Because you're just trying it out, and if you pull out, I don't know, horse riding, let's say you pull out horse riding one week, you just go ahead and try it. You like it? Okay, then maybe I'll try it again next time. And then you try it again. And then you realize that you really love it. Or perhaps you take a cooking class. You did realize that it wasn't bad, but I probably wouldn't do it again. But, okay, so it didn't turn into a hobby or a passion, but you did something. That's amazing. You, instead of sitting down, scrolling on your phone, you went out and had fun and perhaps even learned something new. Okay, it's not going to turn into a hobby or a passion, but you did something, and that is life. The next thing that I would recommend is to spend some time alone. I feel like when we spend time with people all the time, every single day with multiple people, our judgment kind of gets clouded, right? You don't have that stillness in your brain, and you don't have that, you're not really able to explore yourself, perhaps. So try going out on a solo date. It doesn't have to be like a particularly like a hobby or a passion, but perhaps you go alone and sit in a cafe, or go alone to a museum. Because I feel like being alone kind of helps you learn more about yourself. And leading on to that, I would recommend you to just allow yourself to get bored. If possible, pick a day where for the afternoon you turn off all your electronics. And now you have to think of what you're gonna do. And just keep your phone off. Let you just sit in a room and think, what could I do? It can't be any chore. You're not allowed to go on your phone, and kind of let your mind be a little bit bored and let it wander a little bit. And then you're probably going to come up with something really ridiculous, and you're going to try it, and perhaps you're going to like it. And to reverse those solo dates, I would recommend you either collaborating on a project with somebody or go volunteer. Again, volunteering is something really, really close to me and really dear to me, and it is on my vision board for this year. But during COVID, when everything was closed, I I didn't do it for like a really long time, right? Because I was in school. So I kind of did it only for the period where there was not anything else to do. You know, school was online. At the time I was a barista, so my job, I was, jobless, and I had really nothing to do. So I started going to a local rescue center for wild animals, and that is something that brought out one of my actually biggest passions. So, you know, try a little bit of each, and trust me, you're gonna find something that you're gonna be obsessed with. So, guys, I challenge you all to try one new thing this week, no matter how small. It can be something at home or something a little bit bigger, and let me know in the comments. So, comment down below what you will be trying this week, and let's encourage everybody else to, you know, play around, be a little bit more curious, and build some really unique hobbies. So if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. And I want to apologize for not being so active, even on my Discord group, which will be linked down below. But, the holiday season is a little bit crazy sometimes, but I have some really fun content planned for you guys. So check out the description for Skillshare's free trial, and thank you, Skillshare. I will also be leaving the link to my jewelry because a lot of you guys keep asking me in each video where my jewelry is from, so it will be down below, as well as my Discord group and all my social media, so you don't miss anything from my life. I love you guys. Keep recommending those videos. I am reading it, trust me. So yeah, here's Dumpling. He says hi also to you guys, and I will be really excited to see you guys in the next video. Yeah, he's also excited for the next video. Look at him. He's just so cute. I love you guys, and see you next time. Bye.